Hi friends. Well, when I am recording this video, it happens to be the holiday time, hence the festive top that I'm wearing. And my thoughts turn at the holidays to something that I think a lot of us think about, which is giving gifts. So today I wanted to talk to you about the gifts that are the most important gifts you can give to a writer. Now, writers like me, we love things that are fun and exciting to have around us when we're writing, like a really beautiful smelling candle, maybe a cozy wrap. There's all sorts of concrete gifts you could give a writer. But the most important gift that you could give the writer in your life, even if it's you, is the gift of time. The gift of time to sit down and write. And there are a couple different ways you can give this gift. So if the writer is someone that you love, you can make it possible for them to write during a time in their life, in their day, in their week, in their month, where they otherwise would have to be taking responsibility for something that they would think is arguably more important than writing, right? So these types of tasks are things like, making sure the kids are eating, which is of course, very important. Doing the laundry or taking care of an elderly parent, taking them to a medical appointment, or working like 9-to-5 job, bring home the bacon, that kind of thing. All of those things are actually very important. But as an editor of 20 years, I can tell you that many of my authors have used them as really good excuses to not be doing the thing they want to be doing the most. Writing that book. Okay, so as someone who loves a writer, how could you give them the gift of time where they could not say, oh, but I have something more important to be doing? It's by taking that thing off of their plate for a period of time. So something like offering to take care of the kids on a Sunday afternoon so that they can actually go to the coffee shop and write. Or perhaps helping them clear their schedule during a week, offering to provide meals for their family while they go away on a writing retreat. It could be as simple as you booking them time. If you're perhaps you're their spouse, you could book your writer some time at a local hot springs. That's what a friend of mine does. A local hot springs, she books her husband, who is a novelist, time to go to the hot springs, gives him a punch pass. It's all paid for. It's reserved. He has to go one day a week. And he goes there, and that's where he does his best creative thinking, and she knows that. So she takes responsibilities off of his plate during that time and also books it in his schedule so he can't sort of weasel his way out of it, right? These are the ways in which you could take care of the writer in your life. Let them know you honor the writer within them and that they are important to you, and the message or story they have to tell is important to you, not just to them. Right? So the gift of time, whether it's booking it in their schedule or helping them financially to go on a writing retreat if you have the means to do that, or maybe it's even just saying, this Saturday, I want you out of the house at 7 a.m. I don't care where you go. You're not welcome back till 7 p.m. and I want to see you having written while you were gone. Because the thing is that once we start writing, it's so much easier to keep writing. Getting that ball rolling is actually the hardest part. So if you, as the loved one of a writer, give it that kickstart, it is almost like that can start a whole domino effect of writing happening in their life. So it's not like you have to take the kids every day. They actually will start to work writing more into their schedule once they know that they can write. And this is one of the most important things I want to say. As the loved one of a writer, helping them remember who they are, remember that they're a writer, remember that they can sit down and put words on a page and have the feeling of accomplishment that comes along with that. That is a gift that is priceless. It truly has no price tag attached. Now, I know that many of you who are watching this video, you are actually the writer yourself. And I want to tell you that this video is even more for you than it is for your loved ones. It is for you to remember that you too can give yourself the gift of time. It's so easy to say, I have other more important things to do. And you've probably been saying that to yourself a lot over the course of the past months. But now here we are, when I'm recording this video, we are on the cusp of a new year. And I'm suggesting that you consider changing that story for the next year and saying, actually, the most important thing I could be doing today is writing. That is the most important thing. Even though I know I need to take care of the kids and I know I need to go to my job and I need to get the tires rotated and all the things that are important to do, this is actually the most important. And I make that case because at the end of your life, you're not going to look back and say, boy, I was very responsible and had my tires rotated twice a year, every single year. Or maybe you will, but if so, you and I are not of like kind. I'm guessing you're going to look back and say, hey, I wrote that book. That was something I really wanted to do. It was something that had been sort of itching at me for a very long time, and I did it. That's the kind of accomplishment, the creative accomplishment I want for you, and I want it for you this year. So I'm going to suggest that as you start looking toward the next year, you give yourself the gift of time. Grab a cup of tea, grab your calendar, whether it's a paper calendar or Google Calendar, whatever you use, and sit down and in real time give yourself the gift of blocking your writing time into your schedule now. And asking your friends and families to give you the gift of support and to ask you, hey, did you do your writing this week? Let other people know that this is the gift you're giving yourself, because that social accountability is a jetpack for you actually to get the writing done. But do it now. Give yourself that gift. It's the most important thing you could do today. Book in a writing retreat. I've got 3 coming up next year. You can see the links below. Book yourself for just a day away, even if you can't get away for a full 5 days. Book some time in your schedule every day, or at least 4 or 5 days a week. Do that now. The writer in you, looking back a year from now, is going to say, wow, that was the most important gift I've ever received, and I gave it to myself. How amazing is that? That is what I want for you in this next year. So here on the cusp of the next year, I want to say, please make this the year your book comes into fruition. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to the world. You owe it to life. You wouldn't have the urge to write a book if life didn't want to hear something from you. And I want to hear it too. So please sit down, pull out your calendar, book your time, and maybe even ask, if someone's asking you, what can I give you this holiday season? Say, you know what, can you help me? Can you help support me to get some time to write? And I imagine that those who love you are going to be thrilled to have the opportunity to help in that way. So sending you big, big love today. Please put it in your calendar, get writing, and I'll look forward to seeing you again in the new year.